Alrighty then. How about that? How about that? All right, bear with me, guys. I just got a new audio interface. So let me I gotta try my monitor settings here. Let's see. It's hello, 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 hello. Yeah. Well, it's just like I can hear myself in the thing now. I just have to. I guess when I get Bob or somebody in here, I'll know more of what it sounds like. Okay. Hopefully, this will take care of some of the issues I've been having sound-wise. But as far as the videos go, I mean the videos where I'm using Movie Maker, I'm still having some issues with that. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I'm not a sound engineer, guys. Anyway, toasting. Okay, this is for the money. Here we go. Hi everyone, this is Stephen Kelley. This is the Stephen D. Kelley Show. And we are TruthCat Radio, www.truthcatradio.com. And of course, it is Thursday, and it is August 20th, 2020. Wow. 8/20/2020. Ooh. That's kind of interesting. Okay, numerically speaking. Wow. That's a lot of twos. Let me see. 6, 4, 8, 14. Anyway, interesting. All right, well, happy 2020, 8/20/2020. The title of the show tonight, such as it is going to be Occupy the Getty, The Empire Strikes Back. Okay, so why am I calling it that? Well, if you've been paying attention, we've certainly been under attack here as of late. Things are starting to get very exciting. I suppose from here on out, we'll be talking about this a lot. You'll be hearing there isn't going to be much out there that is happening that will be more important or more pertinent than our Getty mission. So, a couple things. First of all, as I mentioned in one of the videos here I did a little while ago, the meme that somebody did where they basically said if you thought Epstein Island was bad, will you find out what's underneath this place? Well, of course, they're talking about the Getty, but the point is that thing went viral, and it became such a problem that they had the head of the public relations of the Getty Foundation have to make a comment. Her name, of course, was Lisa Lapin. And in the video, of course, we suggest that everybody give her some love. She's pretty easy to find, but of course, she refuted such a idea that there was a bunker under there. Now, here's the thing: the fact-checking nonsense is going to be a problem. It's going to become a greater problem, and the arguments that they used, of course, with the Getty issue were extremely weak because we suggested that there is a bunker underneath the Getty Museum, and that there is, of course, 100,000 child sex slaves down there. And of course, 100,000 is a nice round number. It could be 997. Anyway, the point is that the numbers don't really matter because even if there's more than one down there, or even one, it's really too soon. Well, that's interesting. Well, I cannot answer this call that's coming in, unfortunately, so that's wild. But this, of course, applies to the QAnon movement, and so we're in good company. But this just happened here just the other day when the fact checkers basically censored information in this meme that had gone. And unfortunately, what's happening right now is, especially in Facebook, is a lot of pages are getting shut down. A lot of truth pages, not just QAnon pages, but pages that talk about virus issues and things like this. So our page, of course, QAnon, has not been shut down, but we have been threatened, as most of the pages. And the reason why we haven't been removed, of course, is that a lot of the COVID stuff I've just not allowed on there. For instance, Dr. Rashid Buttar and various things that have been getting hit hard by the censors. We just don't need that because, sure, it's an important issue, but it doesn't exactly serve our mission. Okay, if anything, it's a distraction, and we need to work hard to keep focused on our mission. But now, of course, they have attacked this one particular meme. So what's going to end up happening is that we will probably have to avoid posting things, or may even have to end up removing things that they have hit with a censorship cover, like false information, fact checker, blah, 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 all that nonsense. Because every one of these is considered a strike, and they basically penalize the page, and they make it harder for the members to see the information because they put it in the bottom of the feed. In other words, if you're expecting Facebook to show you what's new on the feed, that's not going to happen. Okay, so you can't be lazy. You have to go actually to the page and look at the page itself, and not wait for Facebook to tell you that somebody posted something interesting there, because Facebook does not want you to go there. So that's one of the things that they can do, short of removing the page altogether. And certainly, if there are enough hits, they can eventually do that. So we're going to try to avoid doing that. Also, a lot of you out there have set up some different pages. I, of course, have just set up a page today for myself. It's a group, but the name of the group is Stephen D. Kelley, so I guess you could figure out what the purpose of that is going to be. We'll see how long that lasts. The other thing that we're learning, of course, is that, like Isabel, I know you were experiencing having them censor stuff because you had pictures of children in bondage and things like that. So obviously, depictions of pedophilia and hurting children is a no-no. Just like posting a picture of Adolf Hitler. You could post a picture of Hitler and say Hitler's a horrible person, but it doesn't matter. They're going to give you a 30-day timeout because you posted that picture. So obviously, if you're trying to fight pedophilia and you're trying to use imagery to try to convey the horror and disgust, they're going to use that against you. So we have to, of course, change our tactics somewhat. The good news is that we are getting their attention. So moving on from the QAnon issue, we can also say that, or not the QAnon issue, but the Occupy the Getty issue for a moment. We're just going to say that the QAnon movement in general is being attacked very harshly. We'll look at that attack, but first we want to just point out that the enemy is basically saying that because of the QAnon movement and because of the activity and the things that we've been sharing on social media, the trafficking, human trafficking, pedophilia, child trafficking issue is surging. Interest in this subject matter is surging. In other words, it's going viral. Now, certainly we know that the Occupy the Getty movement is doing just that. We're seeing more people taking an interest, and more of you, of course, are becoming more active in trying to post it all over the place. And I know a lot of you have reported that you've been censored and you've been kicked off of various groups and Twitter and what have you. I personally have not been kicked off of Twitter yet, knock on wood. But I've only had one video removed from YouTube, of course. So we've been pretty lucky on that. But it's going to get bad, and I suspect that just because they don't censor me, if I'm the guy on the soapbox, one of their ploys, especially, we talk about this in the protocols, is that they may put the soapbox there and they may let someone get up on that soapbox, but they're going to be very interested in who is listening to that person on the soapbox. So that's where you come in. So they may not censor me, but they may be harsh on you But that's just part of the territory, part of the job description. Unfortunately, that's what happens if you show an interest in these things. But on a broader scale, if you look at how the QAnon movement is being attacked, obviously the fact that we had a truth movement and that we were certainly fighting pedophilia and we were fighting the dark side and we were fighting the underground bunkers and the New World Order and the Illuminati and these various entities. None of that, of course, will be ever mentioned in the media. And of course, Donald Trump certainly has done quite a good job of skirting the issue for the most part. But just recently, he did have an interview, or not an interview, but a press conference, whatever it was, where he did reply a little bit to this question. He basically said that, well, they asked him if they said that the Q movement was supposedly very much saying that they were anti-Satan, anti-pedophilia, of course, but also anti-cannibalism. And he wanted to know, the press was asking Donald Trump if he agrees with this philosophy or something of this nature. And Donald Trump said, is that a bad thing? Is this a good thing? Is this supposed to be a bad thing? This sounds like a good thing, something of this nature. But the bottom line is that the enemy now is going to try to take an issue such as pedophilia and say that it's a good thing to be against this, but then they're going to say that it's a bad thing to do something else. Of course, this is psychology. This is an excellent training tool. And I'm just going to say this is just something that I learned, and I'll do my best to try to utilize this. But if you're trying to get somebody to agree with you, and it's something that you don't think they will agree with or they're not inclined to agree with, you will always preface that with something that they will agree with, or you will agree with them on it. So obviously we can agree that pedophilia is a bad thing and child trafficking is a bad thing, and it's a good thing to agree that that is a bad thing. But when it becomes a bad thing is when we suggest that Donald Trump has something to do with fighting an evil cabal that is somehow responsible for this, and that this evil cabal is satanic, and that they may even be cannibalistic in their abuse. Well, obviously this is a slippery slope. A slippery slope. Sorry. First of all, we've been fighting this battle long before Donald Trump got involved. And we certainly, for the most part, do not accept that he is a true warrior against this cause, because if anything, it's more likely that he is actually let's just say a perpetrator of these crimes. And certainly he hasn't done anything to bring any awareness to the movement to expose what's going on under the Getty, which was our first clue. Now, in the true sense of what I just told you, without going into review, I'm going to suggest that Donald Trump has done some good things. And if we look at the actions that he's taking right now, if anything, we can certainly say that the man is a pragmatist. He's very pragmatic. And if you look at some of the things that he's doing right now, it would almost give you the impression that he's actually listening to us and is willing to make some radical maneuvers and changes to compensate and hopefully win. Such as he's come out of nowhere now and said that he might pardon Edward Snowden. Of course, the very fact that Q came out so against Edward Snowden, threatening him, was the main catalyst for why we broke with Q and decided that Q was nothing more than NSA, and the NSA, of course, is our enemy. So if Donald Trump is going to try to repair that bridge, that's a major step in the right direction. They're also starting to backtrack very heavily from the mandatory vaccine. That's a major step in the right direction. There's a few other areas of things that he's doing that I'm not really going to elaborate on, but let's just say in times of desperation, and I'm going to suggest that he must be somewhat desperate for these things to be happening, he is willing to do things that are meeting us halfway. Now, as far as the QAnon thing is concerned, if I were to make a video on YouTube and I had the word QAnon in the title, there would be a fact check thing put there. Basically, they call it a context flag, and then we'll have a thing there from Wikipedia, basically a couple sentences that says that QAnon is a right-wing organization, a far right-wing organization that believes Donald Trump is fighting the secret cabal that's responsible for this child trafficking and pedophilia. Of course, we're not a far-right thing because we're very much anti-Nazi. So the very definition, unfortunately, of what they consider far-right, I don't think we fall into that because we basically are against both sides of this spectrum. I don't agree that we fit anywhere into this spectrum that they're trying to pin us to. So, and of course, obviously, Donald Trump is not our savior. We know that. He had the opportunity, but he failed. That was 4 years ago. And mainly that's because of the Getty thing. I do want to say that it took me a little while to make a meme and to really make an attack on Kamala Harris. And I find myself in a position where I actually have to support Donald Trump because of that person, because of her close connection to Gordon Getty. Now, this is really the way the pendulum works. On either side of the pendulum, either side of the swing, the end result will be acceptable to the powers that be. And certainly a Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, Antichrist situation is certainly a wonderful thing for the dark side. But then a J. Paul Getty or a Getty-sponsored presidency involving, say, Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom. Now there is a recipe for some pure evil right there also. So either way, this is not a good thing. However, from a Trump standpoint, if Trump wanted to embrace the evils of the Getty, he could certainly use that as ammunition against his opponent, as opposed to this ridiculously flimsy Joe Biden. I believe that Kamala Harris has more billionaire donors to her campaign than anybody else. So I think she's got something like 55 of them or something of this nature. I don't know what the limit is of what they can give her, but the point is that the very fact that she does her fundraising and so much of her activity in San Francisco at the Getty Mansion, you would think that would be something that could be used by her opposition. However, they don't. Go figure. Now, we can certainly do this, and I think that we can leverage the hate that is being focused on Kamala Harris, as well as the hate being focused on Nancy Pelosi, to hopefully draw attention to the fact that Gordon Getty sponsors and created and essentially owns both of those individuals who seem to be such lightning rods when it comes to the Democrats and the liberal cause. So this is an opportunity for us. If we use everything to serve the Getty mission, then it's a good idea. Now, beyond that, well, I just want to say that I kind of lost my train of thought there, but I'm just going to kind of reiterate that everything that we've done or everything that we do have going on right now is because of you guys. I'm just going to say that. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Kathleen. I'm just now beginning to go out there and look at the activity on Twitter, because I don't really have the thing, the Facebook like I used to. And I'm seeing a lot of people that are actually sharing this stuff. Joining my Twitter account certainly has more people going in there. It's very slow, but at the same time, it is moving in the right direction. And with the number of QAnon groups getting shut down, more and more people are getting into our group. They are joining. We're letting everybody in there. And obviously all of this censorship is certainly working in our favor. But I guess I just got to tell you guys, don't stop. I am getting quite a few people that are still asking for the book. I am having more and more Jedi people are being recruited, which is pretty amazing. And we're certainly still doing a lot of healing. I did want to make sure to mention the fact that we do have people joining the Jedi forces all the time, because those of you that have already joined, I think you like to hear that your forces are getting larger and larger, and certainly, I mean, it is pretty active right now. I don't really know what to tell you. I know you guys are experiencing it, but at the same time, there is a lot of ridiculously crazy negative energy. I guess that's part of this polarization, this transition. A lot of you are feeling kind of out of it right now, I know, and you're lacking in energy. You might be a little confused, a little dazed. I think that has a lot to do with it. There's all kinds of astrological stuff going on. I mean, planets are doing this and that. Oh my gosh, the moon's doing crazy things. What else? I can't remember. Oh, that's right. Our magnetic field, our the Van Allen belt is doing some crazy fluctuations too. So that might be allowing some extra crazy stuff in, as far as radiations are concerned, or scalar information. Kind of like our transitional upgrade, sort of like we're expecting, In fact, if you look at fluctuations in the Van Allen belt, that's sort of like the thing you'd expect to see right before a big polar shift. Uh-oh. Anyway. No, but really, to be honest with you guys, I didn't really have a lot for you. I wanted to kind of give you an update on the censorship. That's really our big deal right now. And in a way, it's kind of something to celebrate for us, obviously, because having a Getty meme fact-checked, we're big time now. Having the head of Getty's public relation have to answer substantial interviews regarding the bunkers and the pedophilia going on underneath the Getty, that should be a big deal. I mean, come on, think about it, you guys. This is the vice president of public relations or whatever, having to publicly respond to this stuff. Now I've gone out there and put videos out there saying that they need to do something. They need to act on these accusations, and suggesting that their head counsel, can't remember his name right now, but I would say that whatever they're paying that head counsel, he's either the guy that's telling them to not talk to me, or he's derelict in his duties by not trying to subpoena me and make me stop saying these horrible things about their institution. Either way, I think the more that we put this information out there, I think it's becoming obvious to so many people that it's not that big of a deal for them to prove that this isn't there. How bad could it be? Seriously, how bad could it be? If there are no children down there, if there is nothing secret, if there is no NSA conducting secret military activities, if there are no Nazi psychics, if there are no slaves, if there is no spa, if none of this stuff exists, tube trains, let's put it this way. It's impossible for them to prove that it doesn't exist, because it does. And everything I say is true, and then some. You haven't got the slimmest, you've only gotten the slimmest of ideas of what's really down there. And yet, we're being censored and being told that what we're saying is illogical and not possible, not practical. It's not practical. It couldn't possibly have an underground city down there. They couldn't possibly have tube trains or hyperloops traveling to the other side of the country. They couldn't possibly have tunnels for trucks to drive in at the ports, to drive all the way in, and semi-trucks can drive across the country underground. That can't possibly be happening. Anyway, we know all this is happening, and the very fact that we know it's all happening shows just how close we are to winning this battle, and the very fact that they are now having to address this after all these years, and the very fact that some high-ranking Getty personnel is actually having to address this after all these years. And the best thing they can do is put a little fact-check label on a single meme. On a single meme. So why don't we just have all kinds of memes? Why don't we have 1,000 memes out there similar to that one? In fact, well, that was such a successful meme. Certainly, they've got the damn code for the JPEG. If you try to use it, they're probably going to slap that fact check thing on it. But hey, be creative. Use your skills. Do the same thing. For that matter, like I said, we need a billboard. Somebody needs to pay for that billboard. I want to see them fact check the billboard. Okay, we're getting so close, people. Anyway, it's pretty exciting stuff. But again, I can't really get excited. Somebody says, "What's going on?" Oh, this thing happened today. This thing happened today. Yes, it's coming very fast right now. QAnon being banned, the president having to deal with it, the word QAnon being censored. Hashtag Occupy the Getty being censored. We haven't been completely censored. If you go on Twitter and you start typing in hashtag Occupy the Getty, it'll complete the word for you, so it's certainly in their system. But of course, we don't know how much of it is being shadow banned and censored. Anyway. So I don't know how many people are listening. Oh, by the way, I do want to say greetings to listeners from Ascension Radio. I know we are having a simulcast go out on Ascension Radio, so I always neglect to say hello to you guys. But if you are interested in calling in, just giving you two cents, I don't bite that hard. I hear I bite pretty bad, but you do have to, because of the way things are working, you do have to have a Skype connection to me. You have to you actually have to have a Skype account. Your cell phone usually doesn't work unless you've got an actual Skype account connected to it. But seriously, though, we are going to be kind of early tonight, only because it's just a quick pep talk, and most of you guys don't stick around that long. I will say this, though. On the YouTube videos, even the little ones that I put up, we are getting pretty good numbers. More people are subscribing, and certainly people are listening to the shows for a little bit longer periods of time. All this is really good. But I really would like to see more of you comment, okay? I mean, we get maybe 1,000 viewers and 30 comments. So yeah, say something, please. I guess it's possible that maybe if you comment, you think that you're going to be exposed to a little bit of some sort of scrutiny. But in the long run, though, I think it's a very motivating thing, not just for myself, but for other people that are watching this. And certainly, the more people that comment, the more people say, some of the impressive things you guys say, the more inclined a random YouTube viewer is going to want to spend more time watching this video because of something that you might have said. Okay? So please keep that in mind. Anyway, all right, we're only 30 minutes into the show, but let me see, who's all out there? Yeah, okay. Well, let's see. It's still early. I know a bunch of you guys won't even show up, and I didn't do it. Look, I'll just say hi. Los Angeles, hi. Queens Creek, hey, hi. Cypress, Texas, hello. Grants Pass, Yardy, you probably got to come in here. Santa Ana, hey, how's it going? Who else is in here? Hacienda Heights. You guys want to try calling in Chicago? I'm assuming that's you, dude. Call in. Use your Skype to call in, okay? But let's go ahead and take a break really quick, all right? And then I'm going to come back, and like I said, we're going to have a quick show tonight, and then I'm going to hopefully get my beer. I'll tell you what, I got to tell you about what happened last week. Before we go to break, I'll tell you about what happened last week after, but yeah, I'll have to think about it. Let me just put it this way. It was a server at the restaurant died and had died. It was found in the desert. Definitely added some major drama to the evening. But okay, let's go ahead and take a break. I'll be right back. Okay then. I've been doing a bunch of interviews. I see someone here in Copenhagen is possibly listening. Let me see. Is there Copenhagen listening? No, Copenhagen's green. I'm going to go ahead and see, first of all, if Bobby's around because so many people love it. Harass Bob. It says he's not, but it doesn't matter. We're going to try to bring him in anyway because I know he's going to want to tell me about his trip to San Diego. And let me see if I can bring RD in here too. I do want to apologize to you guys for the relatively short show. I know a lot of you don't really care about it, but there is Richard Carey. I think I'll bring Richard in here. And I know he's listening. He's probably Chicago. But yeah. Oh, there's Bob. But the things are just so fluid right now. It's kind of hard to keep up with, and at the same time, it seems like I'm being redundant. Just tell you about some of this Getty stuff.
Well, yeah, I was thinking Magic and the Getty, of course.
Magic, come on.
And the Getty.
Magic. I need to. What? Your volume's too high. Or is that my master volume's too high? Probably. And I can't. There. Anyway. Yeah, this is one of the issues tonight. Also, is that I'm working with this new sound system, and I need to see. I won't know what it sounds like until I actually see the wavefront. And I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that! Or I get to hear the playback. Okay, I tried to call 2 people here, and it didn't work out. Looks like Bob didn't work out. Richard, you didn't pick up your phone. I'm gonna call you again, dude, because I see you're green. I know you like to come in here and chat. Hopefully, this is Richard Carey. No, he didn't pick up. That's weird. Dude. All right. That's okay. Kathleen, I'm going to bring you in here because I see you sitting there. You've always... Oh, wait, you could bring her in for her birthday. Let me see if I can figure this out. Kathleen and...
Can you see the only one talking to
me? Well, come on now. Relax.
Okay. Hello?
Oh, yeah. Hi. Wow, your volume's high, too. No, turn that video off. We don't need that. Jeez Louise.
I always do that.
Well, you have to master your device. It's got little buttons on it that you have to.
I
see you. Yeah, you're trying to cover the camera with a finger. No, it's put the finger on the button, not the little camera hole. There you go. There you go. All All right, so I guess this will be you call this a belated birthday call, sort of belated.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank
See, don't say we never. Don't say Truth Cat doesn't take care of its people. Anyway,
well,
nah.
I have to say that Truth Cats has taken care of me.
Oh,
Honest to goodness. I mean, this is the best birthday ever. And it's all because of the Getty, Occupy the Getty, and our mission. And
you
I
mean getting
sincerely mean
getting kicked off Facebook is a good thing. Huh? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, well, it is.
Hey,
Well, yeah,
Bob. Bob just showed
I
up.
get a badge of honor now, don't I?
Well, that just means you got to keep doing it more.
Well,
Make
yeah,
you gotta
I am.
you gotta learn from your mistakes. Like if they don't like something, then you don't do that thing and you keep moving forward. You do something else and do it more.
Exactly. Yes, I'm learning the little tricks and not getting banned. So
Yeah. And then you create the secondary profiles for when you do get Facebook jail. You can still manage your other stuff with your fake profiles. And then when you get really tricky, you don't even have a computer. I have to use multiple computers so that one computer can be Steven. Of course, that one's dead. And one computer can be RD. If you switch the modem wires, or you it's like logging in from a different account on a different computer that's already being used to log in from it really pisses them off. They really screws them up. All right,
so they
Bob.
got to chase you around, huh?
Yeah, they're going to make you prove you're not a robot, and they're going to make you go through all this security nonsense. Bob, what's going on?
Well, I think your social score just went down, but that's okay.
My social score, my Chinese Wuhan social credit score just went down.
Well, guess what? They were partying. Did you see that big pool party?
Yeah, I
with
saw the
DJ?
big pool party.
Where's their masks? They're done.
Well, those people all tested negative before they let them in. See.
So why don't they let people go in the stadiums if you don't have a fever?
Well, basically, you would have to line up in front of the stadium, and
we do that
test
anyway.
I know, but it's horrible. Come on, it's coming. That will come soon enough. So
I'll show them my papers. I'll show them my tattoo.
Scan my microchip. You'll see that my papers are up to date and that I am a citizen in good standing. Please let me in so I can have food.
Yeah,
I must feed my children.
Well, there are food banks with miles of long cars.
I regret that post I made on Facebook 10 years ago that said bad things about the New World Order. Please, may I eat? I will.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, for a little while there, Uber and Lyft drivers were calling it quits tonight.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And it was a good stock play. Could you imagine? Right after you're saying to yourself, "This is BS." Okay, let's just buy as much as we can once it goes down. I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of people.
Well, why did the Uber guys and Lyft guys all decide tonight they were going to?
They stopped them. One of the judge ruled that, because there's the state of California wants their tax money from their payroll taxes, and you can't do that when you're independent contractors.
Right. Of course.
I mean, when I used to own my temp agency, so many people wanted to.
Right. So they got an injunction against the company, and they can't operate now.
But then there was a stay or something. They stayed the execution, so they can stay on tonight. We could ride on, baby.
Don't scream in your microphone because you don't have that. Your microphone doesn't have this little screen thing here in front of it, so you can't.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have a professional.
You don't have the P's. The P's are kind of powerful. You got some powerful P's there.
Powerful P's. Oh my God. Well, anyways, I think. As George Webb says, and Hamamoto, a professor.
George Webb. I'm glad you brought up George Webb. I wanted to harass you about that a little bit.
Oh, go ahead. He's so good.
I heard that he was so good, especially the lunch that you had afterwards was really special.
Well, it's the people, and I have to really get together with them. It was when you get a bunch of truther people together.
Truther people. I thought. Come on. Oh, truther people.
I don't care. Investigators.
Truther.
People searching for the truth.
Is there anything else you want to share with us?
So Yeah, the Hamamoto says basically this is like the Japanese internment camps. We,
Okay.
they didn't have to build them. They don't have to get the
heard
guards.
I heard you hooked up with Oceanside while you're down there.
Oh yeah, she came by and she got a couple of books autographed.
Oh.
It was
Like you?
she appreciated it. She got to meet him.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my extent of George Webb. I just want.
But anyway, so what do you think of the idea that we're in internment camps now, basically?
Well, we are essentially, but we're in ghettos. Okay.
Yeah.
Think of it that way. Think of it more of in terms of like Nazi ghettos and what have you. And but here's the thing, though. And again, Kathleen, I know you more and more people though really are realizing that we don't have to go through any of that shit if we complete our mission.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we're all paying the price now.
Well,
I mean, there's so many suicides.
It's the price. Come on, now you're talking about the sheep. The ones of us that are rising up and working. I mean, we're less than 3%. The tiny percentage of people that are working to destroy it all by the Getty movement, we know what's going to happen. I mean, basically, and this is interesting, is, you think, okay, why hasn't the Getty attorneys, why haven't they sued me? Why haven't they put a hit out?
They can't. But you got to have more smoke.
Yeah, Bob, this is the thing. The Getty attorneys won't sue me for the same reason why the U.S. government won't come after me for treason, for attacking them and for basically destroying national security, because this is a secret national security installation and I am attacking it. So what are they going to do? People are believing in this secret tribunals. Where's my, come on now.
You know what?
Think about that for a second.
People got to learn. Okay, let's talk about UFOs, but
let's not talk about UFOs. Fuck UFOs.
How about the dumbs?
Talk about the dumbs. We are talking about the dumbs. We're talking about the one under the Getty.
Yep.
Okay. That's the only one we care about. Bob, why am I getting feedback from you?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna.
You fix that. There you go. Jeez. I'm still hearing it.
Well, they are ramping up the second wave. I do know that for a fact.
The second wave of what? The silly COVID? We're not worried about the COVID. Come on. We're going to kill people.
Kind of affects me because my best friend, her boyfriend's mother she and 23 other residents just got moved out.
Mother, someone in a old folks home. Okay, well, look, this is the thing. We already know that they plan on feeding this it's euthanasia. It's the same thing with the Nazis. They're going to kill off the blacks. They're going to kill off the old people. They're going to kill off the infirm, the indigenous, and the poor. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to work their way through the ghettos, and they'll work their way up to the middle class, and eventually they'll start eating their own. But yes, certainly the blacks and the African Americans and such, the lower people on the lower rungs of society, and especially people in nursing homes. This last thing the state wants is people have to pay for people. And it's like Social Security. They don't want to give anyone their Social Security. They certainly don't. Medicaid and the money that they spend on people, giving them their assistance and their medical, their Medicaid, what have you, when they're old, that's a major portion of the entire budget that people don't even realize. That's part of the non-discretionary
spending. Stealing it. They've been dipping into the Social Security fund.
They're spending it. I'm not even talking about Social Security. I'm talking about the non-discretionary spending. If you look at the budget, which is about $3 trillion right now this year, 2020 budget is about $3 trillion. It was $2.71 trillion, but I think it's inched its way up to $3 trillion. But almost 3/4 of that money goes into non-discretionary spending. And that is basically what provides all the medical and the pharmaceuticals for all the people that basically aren't paying for it. The state is picking it up. And that's most of your people that are living in these convalescent hospitals and such. And that's just the way it is. So Hitler did the same thing. Okay, when in 1938, 1939, the early years of the Nazi era, they emptied out the old folks' homes. They emptied out all the sanitariums, all the people that were, it didn't even matter if they were living at home, being taken care of. they told the parents that their child was being taken to some special camp where they would frolic in the sun and get special therapy, and they were killed as soon as they walked out of the door. They put them in the back of a bus. A bus that had a carbon monoxide going right into the back of the bus.
Yeah.
You know, this was a very big part of the early days of the. Well, obviously, Bob, I'm sure knows about this, but yeah, they had these things they called gas vans, and the gas vans were basically just big, like moving vans that they would crowd people into, and the exhaust pipe went right into the back of the cargo area.
Yeah.
And anyway,
they say about the gas chambers, but
I'm not talking about gas chambers. I'm talking about the damn trucks. They go pick people up at their homes. They go, bring grandma outside. We're going to take her to the doctor. And go, oh, grandma had passed away at the doctor's office. They'd send the family a note, but they'd kill her as soon as they picked her up.
Yeah, they died of COVID, of course.
Yeah, they go, oh, darn it. As soon as we got her in the hospital, she tested positive for COVID, and she had an immediate reaction, and she died. What are you going to do? Say bullshit?
Can't even see the body.
Your Down syndrome daughter that you've been caring for all those years, well, she had a bad reaction to the vaccine that we gave her, and she died. We're sorry. Bullshit. You know, they're going to do the same thing. I mean, right? So,
yes.
Anyway. So, yes, when you
the
hear...
part is my best friend's waking up now, so...
Well, the only
She's
way this
asking a
can
lot of
happen is
questions.
Occupy the Getty. That's it, period.
Oh, yes, she's on that.
But
Who's
put
that?
more schmaltz into it.
What?
You
What is
know,
that?
it's kind of like you got the secrets of the Vatican. You got secrets
Dude.
and artwork of England.
Dude,
You know, all we're missing is Washington
dude,
D.C.
it's not Harry Potter, man. It's not for entertainment. I mean, okay, this is the thing. You want more schmalls. I think about this because, you know, it's a damn movie. You know,
Yes.
it's every day, the stuff that we're doing right now, it's a damn movie. But it's being written as we go, and every day it's getting more intense. I mean, my God, we're just now getting banned on
You really
social
ought to talk
media.
to Dr. Hamamoto.
Hamamoto. What the fuck is Hamamoto going to do?
They're making a documentary. George Webb's making a documentary about how we
you know what? If they're not talking about the Getty, I don't care. That's the bottom line. And it's just, I have the same attitude on QAnon right now.
Yeah, John, Bob, you need to
Make it happen. Yeah, Bob, you need to tell them.
Yeah, I got to
Let them come to me when they want to talk about the Getty, because the Getty issue is red hot right now, and I'm still doing.
It is.
I'm doing interviews every week, you know, several of them a week now, and this is what the people want to hear about. All I got to do is say Occupy the Getty on a video, and I'll get more hits than if it's anything else.
Now, I guess I've been retarded. Have you been posting the videos on the Facebook page?
I post them on the QAnon page, and I post them on the YouTube.
Okay, so
if you're not a subscriber to the Truth Cat Radio YouTube page, you're not going to get the notification when it comes out.
I get so many now. Okay.
Well,
yeah, but I got to go back there, so I claim retarded. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, don't worry, Bob. Don't worry. We're all learning.
We're not going to use that word, bitch.
Let me tell you. This Mr. Webb, I know him because he was the first one who declared that Saddam Hussein didn't have any arsenal that they claim, because he went there. So he's a good researcher. He was working for the United Nations of his country.
I don't want to talk about this person. Hello, stop. Okay, look.
We love you. We're proud of you. We want to hear more of that.
Bob, if we don't want to hear about anybody else, if they are going to pick up this story, then we talk to them, and then we share the content that they create. The only content we care about is content involving the Getty mission. All right?
And there's so much.
We're trying to save the world.
Okay, thank you.
We don't care.
You gave me an assignment. I'm ready to take it on.
All right, do it, man.
Thank you.
You connect to that dude and you make it happen. But remember, everything else is secondary, okay? Getty mission comes first and foremost. All right?
Yes. The other one, the internment camps in Manzani or whatever it's called, that happened. It's history.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to focus backwards. We're looking forwards. We're going to stop all the bad shit. We want to end the bullshit once and for all, and this is the quickest way to do it. So that's all we care about. Anyway, but so now you got a good job. There you go.
Yeah. And you know what's scary is looking at an aerial view of the campus. It's scary for some reason to me now when I look at it. You know what I mean?
You're talking about the Getty?
Yeah, that aerial view,
I know.
looking down. It's mean.
Of course
It's
it is.
evil.
The whole
It's
building.
evil.
I mean, come on, man. Even when before it was open and I'm driving past it on the freeway, I'm like,
I-
oh, there's something wrong with this
Listen,
place.
I got in many fights with my ex when we watched it. Go, what the heck are they doing up there? And she goes, why do you keep asking every time we go by it the same question? I remember those days.
I could just hear, why do you keep asking? What's up with the Getty? What's up with you and this Getty? Hey.
Well, yeah, it's with the Philadelphia accent. Excuse me.
Okay.
Well,
you
it's
can
more
write
scary
that
down
down.
here.
Yeah,
A Philadelphia accent. But you know what? It's kind of like there's a little bit of brightness coming out. We're starting to at least, I think, win.
We are. It's 100 Monkeys. The more people that talk about it. You see, this is the thing. You got to remember, years and years ago when I had that sit-down meeting with these guys, right? And they were asking me, they're trying to figure out how we were going to bring them down. They knew that we were going to bring them down, but they didn't know how it was going to happen. They thought it was going to be some sort of military mission. They thought I was going to... They
Fourth
thought
dimensional.
They thought, no, well, they didn't even know that. They thought it would be a Matrix. Okay, if you look at the movie The Matrix, that's what they thought it was going to be like. Okay, with that whole kind of a business. So yeah, fourth dimensional in respect of a Matrix type situation. But that's not how it's going. Yes, we are doing the fourth density fighting.
Takedown.
But what we're really doing is we're exposing them to the world. We're bringing it into the world vocabulary, where we're bringing it into the world psyche, and basically we're making it the number one issue in the minds of everyone in the world. And this is really important. This is the only way it's going to happen, because everyone in the world has to realize that this is the answer to all their problems and all their issues that they need to have solved. It is truly the only plan to save the world. It's the one plan to save the world. It's the one plan that actually makes sense. Everybody knows. People are starting to wake up and realize if there's no bunker down there, it should be really easy for them to prove. But if there is, it's game over. That's it.
Exactly.
All those secrets, the Vatican secrets.
So the Vatican secrets are nothing. The pedophilia, the tube trains, the free
yeah, we know
energy,
that.
the health science, the fact that they're probably living a lot longer than we live, all those sort of things. Hell, they're probably breathing a much purer oxygen and a much higher level of oxygen than we are. Could you imagine? They've probably got 95% oxygen in their damn atmosphere down there. What do we get? 20%?
Smog.
Smog? Yeah.
Is it true that this Abramovich is Giselle Max's brother? Transvestite?
No.
Yeah, I read that it was Robert Maxwell's first son.
Who is?
Abramovich, this actress.
Oh,
that-
Abramovich, yeah.
Yeah.
Abramovich is not Maxwell. Come on, you guys.
Yeah, I heard it that he's transvestite. He's Robert Maxwell's first son,
I don't
Giselle's
I
brother.
don't think it's well, you know what? If that's true, I'd have to see that, but I don't think so. I think that's a little bit sensational. All right, once again, let's cut the bullshit, okay? I'm just going to tell you guys one more fucking time. That falls into the bullshit category. Why are you even bringing that shit up? Fuck the Ghislaine Maxwell. Fuck Robert Maxwell. Fuck Maria Abramovich. We don't give a fuck about that shit anymore. What we do care about is the Getty.
John Paul Getty.
Gordon
John
Getty.
Paul Getty.
We care about Kamala Harris, Jean-Paul Getty. No, we care about getting our asses in that bunker. We care about the world knowing about that bunker. And all this other crap is a distraction. And the more we talk about it, the more we waste our damn time.
Yeah,
So it doesn't do us any good. We could be
Let's
talking
see
about
the headlines.
Kennedy or 9/11 or Flight 800. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Sputnik, whatever. I don't care. Nuclear bombs. I don't care. What I do care about is the Getty Center on the top of Santa Monica Mountain. I want the whole world to have that picture in their head. I don't want them thinking about some stupid satanic bitches. I want them thinking about the satanic bitches that are underground under the Getty. So if the story doesn't have something to do with the Getty, I don't want to hear about it. Okay? That's the bottom line.
Connected to the Getty.
Okay? We'll stick to the Getty, period.
God, and it's still closed, isn't it?
Yes, conveniently, you're right. This is a great point because the last time it was closed was the fires. And now, because of COVID, the entire place is shut down, which should be very big proof that the entire COVID nonsense was engineered to organize their setting up for the final curtain call. I'm sure it's not like Disneyland. I'm sure they're not expecting that. They know a thing or two over there, and this is why we're hitting them hard. We don't care about anything else. We want the whole world to focus like a laser, which is silly because lasers don't inherently have to be focused. But yes, we use that silly little term. They're going to focus our attention like a laser on the damn Getty, and we want the entire world to do the same thing. And it doesn't serve us or the Getty mission at all to talk about any of this other bullshit. And that's why we need, as soon as anybody talks about anything, we need to go straight back to the Getty mission. Okay? It's sound bites.
Amen.
We need to have sound bites that are only refer to the Getty. And when we talk in Getty sound bites. That are, see, this is the thing. We're being attacked. QAnon's being attacked. The Getty movement is being attacked. It's being attacked because of our efforts and because of what we've done. We're being accused of taking the QAnon movement and hijacking it with our anti-pedophilia movement. Well, that's great. Well, who's bitching about it? The Satanists. They're saying, oh, no, we're tying the Satanists in it. We must be crazy because we're anti-Satanists. And at the same time, we have all kinds of people in the public now starting to tell us that Satan and Lucifer are two different entities, and the Luciferians are the bad guys, but the Satanists, they're the good guys. That's like the NSA telling us that, oh, those damn CIA, they're the pedophiles, but don't worry, the NSA are the white hats. They're going to root out those bad CIA guys. It's the same damn thing. And this is what they're trying to fool us, and they're running out of things to split in two and create these fake polarities out of, and that's the bottom line. And this is the thing. What else they say? They go, oh, cannibalism. It's so terrible because they're suggesting these children are being eaten. Well, you know what? What's next? Where's it going to lead? Holocaust? What are they going to say? People are going to say that this is blood libel? Is that what's coming next? You know what? She doth protesteth too much. That's the damn problem. These people are blowing it. What they're doing now is they're tying this anti-Semitism to Satanism and pedophilia and cannibalism. We're not doing that. They are.
Well, they're the ones who consume it.
Exactly. We know that, but we're not pointing that out. But the problem is we're getting so effective in our mission that they're starting to get really nervous. And the media and the people in Hollywood and the people who are truly involved in this on the surface tend to be of a certain tribe or cult. And the problem is that they're feeling very nervous about this shit.
Yeah,
and for their benefit.
For a high holiday.
That's right. And they know it's coming. They know it's coming.
Epstein, Wiener.
But look, the point is it serves them too if we complete our mission, because the sooner we take out the people that they follow and the people that they pledge allegiance to, the sooner they can be redeemed and brought back into the human family. So in other words, if they don't want to be part of the victims of the pitchforks, when the pitchforks come out, and they are coming out, they better pray that we have completed our mission first. Otherwise, it's going to get ugly. Okay. And they'll be tossed away and consumed just like they were during World War II. And the ones that are responsible will ride it out in the bunkers. Okay? And that's why we have to upset the entire program by getting into those damn bunkers and ignoring everything else.
Wow.
Okay, please, about the criminal complaint you filed onto the FBI on April 5th, 2017, someone suggested me to call again and to post that.
Well, everybody should be. Everybody
exactly.
should be. They shouldn't be saying, hey, what's up with this? They should be complaining and saying the same thing. That's like, I demand this be investigated. I demand this be investigated.
Call the FBI to 310-477-65.
Somebody's got radio and needs to get turned down. Why do you have background noise? Come on, turn down your output when you're getting output into your input. Now, you don't need your volume up so high to hear this stuff. I should be a whisper coming out of your speakers if you're trying to record or you're trying to use a microphone at the same time. Anyway, yes, everybody should take that upon themselves to make a scene and to make noise and complain, just like I did when I called the FBI. They should do the same thing. And if they don't like the claim and they say it's incredible and bullshit, then let them prove it. That's the bottom line. And they need to prove it to my satisfaction. If they want to, you know, that's the thing, you guys. This should be really obvious to everybody. Any investigator, any law enforcement, any lawyer, criminal or otherwise, worth his salt, should be able to zero in on the source of these allegations and put an end to it. And there's certainly, the Getty has enough money and enough resource to do just that. So the very fact that we can have fact checks say something stupid like, this isn't practical, come on, that's really the best they can do. Bottom line, they need to prove it, and it is practical, and the very fact that people are so simplistic that they can't comprehend such things just shows you how stupid everyone is. So, but again, they've got every opportunity in the world to bring out my name. They could trash me. They could say, this Stephen Kelley guy is crazy. This person said that. They could. Why don't they put some effort into trying to prove that I'm not NSA, or I'm not CIA, or I never had any dealings with the Getty, or I was not any of these silly things that I say? Why don't they put effort into it? Because it would fail. They would make me a national hero, an international hero, and they cannot attack me. It's just like they cannot publicly take me to court. But by the same token, if Trump and all these guys are supposedly having secret tribunals for people who have committed treason, well, you know, if I say I'm going to destroy the entire power structure of the USA by this one operation, and I'm actively recruiting people to help me do it, I would say that's treason, and that's conspiracy to overthrow the so-called legitimate government of the United States. So in other words, where in the hell is the FBI? Why are they not taking me to Guantanamo for interrogation? They can't. They won't. They're afraid of me. They're afraid of me. What? What do you want to suggest?
We want you to open the Getty.
You want me to open the Getty? Okay, that's enough. All right, enough. Silly. I want you guys to do the damn work. I'm telling you, if they are going to do it, if they want to prove there's no bunker down there, they got to take me down there. Okay, basically, because I certainly won't be satisfied until that happens. I mean, basically, let's put it this way: if I am ever sued, if I am ever taken to court, and the basis of this suit against me involves the validity of my statements, then that means that the jury and the judge and law enforcement, as well as myself, will have to go down there and inspect it and find evidence. Because basically that's how this stuff works. It's just like returning to a murder scene. If I claim something, they're going to have to prove it. And if anything, I'm more concerned about them cleaning house enough to where I get tired, because I'm going to get tired if I have to walk miles and miles and miles, which is probably what's going to end up happening. So either way, it's going to be a pain in the ass. But they cannot open it up. They just can't do it. They're not. They could have done it. Why don't they have pictures of the elevator? Okay, we're seeing some film of tunnels. They have like that. You noticed the video I just put up on QAnon a couple of days ago. If you guys aren't on it, you should look. But it was some private film taken by a artist who went to one of these special events at the Getty, and this particular event was called Gods and Demons, and it had the two-faced thing, Greek whatever statue, representing the icon representing the event. And in this particular event, they had displays in the area that they called the catacombs, which were basically long underground hallways lined with offices and such, and pipes and all this sort of thing. And they had what they called two-dimensional artwork on the walls of these catacombs. So the special elite few were allowed to go into these lower areas to view the art. But this is the thing, that's not public, and even then we have no film whatsoever out there of anybody photographing the big truck garages underground, or the doors to the elevators, or the size of the interior of the elevators. That alone would be enough to shock anybody and prove there is something more substantial going on than a museum. It's certainly obvious, but at the same time, we do have truck drivers that have basically testified that they have driven in these tunnels the length of the that go the length of the United States practically. We know this. It's just like the people that were working for Epstein that have signed affidavits that said they saw Trump and Epstein both molesting girls. The truth is out there. I have testimony from people in my QAnon group that said that they just missed going to one of these Getty raves where they recruit a van full of young people and they take them underground and they're probably never seen again. And the only reason they found out that this guy was over 18, and it turned out he was actually a veteran. Once they found that out, they tossed him and his girlfriend out of the van. Of course, the girlfriend was all upset. She wanted to go to this rave, but the rest of the people in that van, they're probably dead. So, hey, come on. They've got, what are they going to do? They haven't persecuted me. Okay, they could have shut me down 5 years ago, 7 years ago. They could have shut me down. They didn't do it. They're harassing you guys. They're starting to create pages. There's all these pro-life marches that are going on, or these Save the Children marches. If a bunch of people went to those things and had signs that said Occupy the Getty, if we co-opt all these movements, let them. Hey, stop doing the dishes, Bob. What the hell? You dip your. Oh my God, he's probably filling up his rolling a joint or something. He tipped his weed bowl over. Damn, Bob, I swear. Ugh.
Hey, listen,
I'm
you
right.
need to
I know.
walk all those miles. There are special cars for taking you around.
They're going to make me walk. Are you
No,
kidding?
no. You demand a car.
They're going to turn up the temperature and make it really hot, and they're going to tell me I got to walk.
No, you demand a car. And perfect conditions. And a tractor to go uphill.
I demand it.
Stephen, when they let you in the Getty, you're going to be able to fly in there. Your lot alone's going to let you fly into there.
Exactly.
Come on, what Rambo does and what I do are two different things. Okay, come on now. Rambo flies. Rambo does all these things.
We have a car for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, anyway. But that's the thing, is the proof is now it's on them. What are they going to do? They're going to censor me and possibly even try to take some sort of. I mean, I doubt they're ever going to. In all the censorship, when they have writers and people writing these stories that they contribute to these so-called fact-checking services, they never once mentioned me. Never once. How can you talk about the Occupy the Getty movement and not mention me? It's insane. This has happened, and even with the when that writer, Mother Earth magazine, wrote about the petition, saying things like the QAnon movement had hijacked the petition process with the Occupy the Getty campaign. It was the QAnon movement, once again. It wasn't me, the person that actually has their name on the thing, the person that actually it's traceable back to, and had been involved in this thing for 7 years. No matter what happens, they can't mention me. When they mention me, they're screwed, because they can't get me in a court. They can't do anything where anything I say is allowed to be heard by anybody. Oh, Richard Kelley just joined us. I can't testify, and obviously I consider. I mean, my God, are you going to get an attorney to try to question me? They'd have to limit everything I say. They'd have to say, no, you can't say that. They'd have to censor every other word out of my mouth. Hey, Richard, you been listening to the show?
Yes, Stephen. I caught it beginning a few minutes ago, and I heard you talking about the Getty, and I think we need to just get more people aware that these bases exist anywhere. I mean, explain to them the technology exists. We see these huge burrowing machines. You see a man a couple men standing next to the thing. It's amazing how huge these burrowing machines are for underground burrowing. It's not that far-fetched to see, but I mean, I would really love to hear you sometime talk more about how elaborate,
Would you like
it
that
is
one?
down there.
You see the screen? You like that?
Oh, wow. Yeah,
All right,
nice.
Hang on, I got a good one for you. You guys, obviously nobody can see this except for the people that are watching. But I'm playing with some of my settings, and I just put the Getty up there behind me. But there's something else I wanted you to see. There we go. How you like that one? That's a big boy. Yeah,
Okay.
That's a big one. There's another one there. There you go. Huh? There's a map. All right, we'll go back to the Getty here. No, you guys, you can see I put one of those big burrowing things up there. Here, say hi to Mr. Kitten. Hello, Mr. Kitten.
Hey, Mr. Kitten. You did great. Boy, that's very good photos.
You like
Yeah,
that?
they're powerful, very powerful.
Powerful. Well, anyway, okay, I'm going to turn off the camera here. I just want to share those pictures with you real quick. Get back to the audio portion of the show. But anyway, so I hopefully you agree, Richard. See, this is the thing, though, just to respond to what you said. Yes, there are hundreds of these bases, and certainly, if you listen to Phil Schneider, he'll say that they build one every 3 months. So certainly every state has one. And that's one of the first things people are interested in hearing, because when they hear about the Getty or Area 51 or Denver, whatever, they want to know, well, is there one in my state? Do I have one nearby me? People in Canada ask me this a lot. And yes, of course, you have them. And if you are a Western nation that has a friendly disposition towards the United States, you probably have a treaty with the NSA, which means that the NSA essentially runs those bases and also runs your country. But, people don't realize is that if we go to war against the Getty, we are going to war against the NSA, and that isn't necessarily going to the war against the United States. So I will argue that the government going on underground is a world government, has nothing to do with the sovereign government of the United States, let alone the country. And it is truly a universal government that goes beyond all borders, and would also have probably a overreaching control of other countries such as British, UK, and any other ally, maybe even Germany perhaps, that would have an underground U.S. base somewhere on their soil. So yeah. So in other words, in our mission, we're not going to war with the United States government per se. We're going to war with the fake government that's under our feet that controls everything. But the thing is Richard, is as far as these bases are concerned, once again, of all the bases out there, most of them can be justified for various national security reasons, military reasons, etc. Even Denver Airport, people can say that it's a structure. This airport structure has a strategic value, and they can maybe think that there's a reasonable cause to have a bunker underneath it. But the Getty is another story, because it's very urban, and it's very luxury, and it's a very, very weak link because of that luxury and opulence, which are masses of unwashed, our unwashed fellow humans. We don't feel part of that elitist. In other words, the Getty epitomizes our enemy's elitist, ostentatious nature, and this, of course, is something that we can. And this is the thing: if it's like Pandora's box, okay, Pandora's box may have many drawers and windows and things that we can kind of get a glimpse of what's going on, but until we open it up and we see it at its very worst, we don't get that shock. Okay, in other words, if somebody was to say go under and see what's underneath Area 51, it might not be as shocking as what's underneath the Getty. And this they can't hide, and that's the thing. They know. There's a reason why it's written in the stars that they die because of the Getty thing. It's because they will die if we ever get our noses in there, unlike if we get our noses in any other place. In other words, if you consider that there's minimum 250, 300 bases just in the continental United States, and then you think of all the ancillary little entrances, like the Playboy Mansion and Lookout Mountain, et cetera, hell, the Skirball Center, or all these other locations. These are all entrances. So in other words, if we were zeroed in on and tried to enter through all of these entrances at once, especially through all their little periphery entrances, that would take a huge amount of manpower, and obviously it's something that needs to be done. But if we want to eliminate the enemy in one fell swoop, we've got to. That's where we got to go. That's just the bottom line. We got to go there first, because that's where the stone of scone is, if you understand what I'm talking about. That's where there's a reason why the Vatican Library is there. There's a reason why all that's there. There's a reason why they made this one special place for the crown, because this is the throne. This is the seat of power. That's why the damn portals are there. That's why all the art is there. That's why all the Western culture is there. It's the epitome of everything that represents our enemy, you like it or not. It's human, Dr. O'Connell, boring. Yes, thank you. I can't see that.
It's the grand jewel.
Yeah.
The cabal's.
It's all this
private
greed
storage.
and Malibu monster, right?
Yeah, it's like Berlin, okay? It's the Berlin, okay? You look at World War II, you look at all the battles, and you look at all the all the steps. It didn't cut. It wasn't over until they got into Berlin, and they got into the bunker, and when that happened, it was over, and the flag went down, and everyone stopped fighting. It's the same damn thing. That's under the Getty is basically Hitler's bunker. Sorry, I'm just using that as I'm not, Richard. Just, no offense.
Right.
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It's just a symbol, so to speak, right?
Of course.
But yeah, or we could say it's a Bastille. It's our Bastille, which is a more preferable thing, because that's like that's very heroic and noble, storming the Bastille. Yes, the Getty is our Bastille. It's our Berlin bunker. It's our Mount Suribachi. You take your pick. Okay.
I wonder how much Nazi photos and paintings are down there.
Oh, you know what? That's sort of an interesting thing that you would say that, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's relatively insignificant. But if you go to Gordon Getty's home in San Francisco, I hear he has a lot of questionable source art on his walls. But the Getty's always in trouble for that.
Everything.
Well,
they had a lot of riches.
They did, but here's the thing,
Reich.
Bob. Who knows what's in there down there? That's it.
You're right.
That could be one of the reasons why they don't want us down there, because there might be some artwork down there that they don't want to have to answer for. Obviously,
there's a lot of stuff that they don't want to answer for.
Of course.
Maybe.
And that's what they don't have another place to put it. They built that place just for storing that stuff, and if we go down there, we're going to want to see it.
Well, all that cement. Jeez, they rolled out all that cement, right? With two different companies.
Well, yeah, it was one of the largest pours ever, but you got to understand also, every single one of these things was built by companies basically owned by Carlos Slim and Cemex. So it's just like Batman, when Bane, the last Batman movie with Bane, Bane basically proved that you can't build secret underground bunkers without having corrupt cement companies on the payroll.
Guess who is supporting the vaccines in all Latin America?
Well, of course.
Slim.
And he's also promoting organ donation and all kinds of fun things like that. So yeah, those should be big clues. But again, we could talk about all that stuff, or we could focus on nothing but the Getty. I mean, that's why you're going to see. All right, somebody's on mute. Yep, mute. You're going to notice now, almost every show I do, you're going to see the words Occupy the Getty. You may not see the words QAnon, but you're going to see the word Occupy the Getty, because that's number one right now. It's number one in the people's interest, as far as, and it's number one. It's the number one way that we can promote this mission. So really, once again, if anything, you guys need to follow my example, because that's all I can tell you. That's what we do. That's how we win this battle. But you know what?
Right.
I'm ready to
keep momentum.
Yeah, you just keep what you're doing and do it more. And the more, they hurt you, the more you learn, and the more you know you're hurting them. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is you've got to inspire more people to do the exact same thing you're doing. You know?
Yeah.
Just keep doing it more. I can only do it so much. Anyway. Well, guys.
You're gonna have a good. What are you gonna have for dinner tonight, Steve?
I don't know. I'll try to have something, but we'll see what happens. You know, like I said, last time we went there, one of the waiters was found.
Oh, jeez. How old?
Found in a desert. Young guy. You know, they're all young guys, millennials. You know, so I don't know. I mean, obviously, you know, I got my suspicions, you know, from a psychic standpoint, but I'm not going to mention it here. But it was just, let's just say, it was very bizarre. But at the same time, it was a good thing for myself, obviously, because, you know, it can be helpful in situations like that. All right, everybody, get out of here. We're gonna go. Okay.
Have a good week.
All right.
All right, have a good one, Stephen.
And, thanks, Richard, and we'll have to do another show sometime. But remember, it's all about the Getty thing, okay? So I'm trying to think about what you can do. All right. Adios. Get out of here. Okay, Richard. I'll talk to you later. Take it easy.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye. All right, everybody. Again, I hope you don't mind how it worked out, but you know, hey, again, if I do want to thank. Oh, look at there's way more people now listening now, of course, than there were at the beginning of the show. Figures. Anyway, I do. Oh, hey, Georgia, how you doing? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, we got Australia, Romania, Mexico, Thailand. Hey, Thailand. Who else we got here? Interesting. Anyway, yeah, we got lots of fun people here. Ohio, Chula Vista, bunch of USA people, whoever that is. Anyway, again, thank you for sticking around. And again, if you are watching this thing on YouTube, please do make a comment because we love that stuff. Okay, and likes are good too, but comments I especially like. Okay, more comments the better. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'll see you next week, and it should be interesting to see just how far we go with this fun stuff that we're doing, right? Okay? All right. Take it easy. This has been the Stephen D. Kelley Show. My name is Stephen D. Kelley, and it's still August 20th, 2020. It's now 7:29 p.m. All right. That's it. Okay. Good night. God bless. Adios and goodbye.